Alright. Alright, so
who's y'all money on?
Y'all put money in the chat, darn it.
Bro, my money's on Skinny. What about y'all?
I got Skinny.
That wasn't a fake cough. I'm drinking a huge thing of Coke.
Yeah,
Sure, Skinny.
I'm just rooting. I'll root for James
No,
Bond.
that really was not. That was a real cough.
That's stereotypical ass cough. What do you mean?
Okay. Nope.
Alright,
Okay,
it's bounding right now. Skinny, are you ready?
I'll root for James
Yeah, I'm
Bond.
done.
Okay, yeah, let's all calm down. Let's all mute. I'm hyped.
Yeah, all hype.
Same.
So, yeah,
He's like,
It's,
shut the fuck up, y'all.
comp, right? So it's comp, live action James Bond versus consistent in-game night before he gets the giant void amp.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. Who you want to go first, man? I do not care.
Okay, I just want to go first so that I can actually watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, sure, man.
Alright, so my
Dude, Stranger Things, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm rewatching it again.
I never watched that show. I know it's good, though.
Yeah,
Offended
love that show.
meantime.
Just have him.
Anyway,
Do we need to
now
record
more
it?
reason to destroy you. So I would argue hand-to-hand combat and gadgets.
All right. In that case, for just win con, I'll go off of hacks resistance and whatever offensive hacks I can muster.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to bring up is the composite car.
Composite car.
Yeah, where all the cars that James Bond used throughout all the movies are put into one.
Okay.
So first off, James Bond can summon it because in the movie Tomorrow Never Dies, he actually has a remote control that he can use to summon his car and control it at free will.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the fight, the chase itself. Actually, I'm going to jump to the computer.
That's
and
cool.
Show it there.
That's cool.
Oof, my heart is pounding.
Why? We're just chilling.
Oh my god.
It's a mission I have to win.
It's a mission.
It's a mission.
The big got a whole mission. He's Batman.
Okay, it's pretty sure it's this one. So I'm gonna show you how. All right, so I'm gonna show you the chase itself. There you go. And as you can see as well from the clip, this car alone has things like missile launchers. Has like a way to
Reduce speed.
how do I put it? Pump air back into the wheels if the wheels get busted and shit.
Okay.
It also has scanners in a way. Has like a targeting system, so Bond can target the night and fire missiles. And there is more than that. There's like the movie Die Another Day. The car in the movie can turn invisible.
Impressive for sure. Okay.
I'm not kidding, that happened.
So it can turn invisible and give him bullet spam, basically.
Yes. Of
Okay.
course, the cars also, I'm going to put also the clip of the movie when we first see the invisible car. It's in 318.
Right.
So yeah, Bond can pull that out in battle as well. He also has variations like a bunch of missile launchers and a bunch of mini guns, machine guns, laser beams, and the Living Daylights.
Right.
Living Daylights car chase. I'm gonna on the side of the car. So if your character tries to attack Bond's car at the side, it wouldn't work. Let me see if it's the correct one. Wait, let me get the video time correct.
I feel you.
I will give you an approximation to when it is. There we go.
All right. 50. So invisibility, bunch of missiles, and it can be freely summoned like the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bunch of machine guns.
And it can target. And I'm assuming it can like run them over, right?
If not that, of course, I'm also going to argue like overwhelming firepower, invisibility.
Okay. All right. I do have some for this. Let me give you my AP.
Okay, before that, okay, Shinigami, you're shotgunning. You've already made several points. Go point by point on them.
Okay.
I appreciate you. All right, real fast, I'm going to give you my AP argument, and I'll tell you how I deal with all those things. I got some for each of them. So here is my calc, the wall level Hollow Knight calc skinny style. Let me give you the scans that go with it. I'm not insulting your intelligence. I know you can read, but for the video's sake, I'll explain it. So, and I can give you the video for this boss fight. Well, so in the verse, there's a being called False Knight. He is a maggot, a literal maggot, who went and stole the suit of armor of one of the most powerful beings in the verse, known as one of the 5 great knights. People often downplay this feat, saying that, well, it's one of the first bosses in the game that you fight. You know, it's super easy because, again, one of the first bosses in the game that you fight, if not the first boss. But this isn't true. This is actually one of his best feats in the game, despite it being one of the first ones. As I said before, this is the enchanted armor of one of the greatest beings in the verse. But regardless, the point here is, as you see in the scans there, which I had to go through and screenshot frame by frame, hence why there's so many of them, False Knight used his mace to bash... Oh, what? Excuse me. Cool. He bashed a bridge. He hit the bridge so hard that he, for all intents and purposes, pulverized it. As you see in the scans there, he turned it into dust, literally turning it into nothing more but, well, dust and small pieces of rubble. For this reason, I applied pulverization values and got basically 1.8 raised to the 7th power of potency. For exact, in terms of joules, that is, let me get you, or sorry, in terms of tons, let me get you that in tons. That is, as you see there, 0.004 tons of TNT, max level, or 0.0044 tons of TNT. The max level for wall is 0.005. Ew. So I am right on, like, really up there in the wall level plus, according to the skinny style calc. In terms of, let's see, what should I start with first? So, I'll talk about bullet spam. Now, it's funny because this car is really similar to a lot of the bosses in Hollow Knight, specifically the Trial of Fools. Now, I'm going to get you the date for the exact boss I'm talking about here. But right here, and of course, and again, Trial of Fools is before he goes and gets his crazy void amps. This is legal, right there. 641 is when he does this. But spam, like missiles, bullets, all that stuff, is something that's in the Knight's arsenal. In fact, one of the main things I was going to argue for get around this is his innate ability to dodge. It is a key mechanic in the game. In fact, it is so key that you have bosses similar to the two. There are 2 of them. There are these 2 bees. Oh, come on, they're giant. They're freaking huge. And they will blow up the entire arena. They're not just targeting him. It's omnidirectional blast. It's constant bullet fire, which I'm sure you know what that means, you know, RPG and whatnot.
2, 3, 4,
so
5. You want to do even
not
amount
only
of
is he
damage
fast
between
and
the 2
skilled enough to dodge
2,
constant
3,
bullet
4,
spam,
5. You want to do,
but he also goes through the entire, as you see there, the trial of
damage between
the
the
Conqueror
1,
in the
2, 3,
Coliseum of Fools,
4, 5.
which is similar to your car.
And then
it
if
is
you need to heal,
bullet
just get far.
spam. It is just constant waves of enemies thrown at you, one after another, until you finally either outlast them and wear them down, or they wear you down. It's very hard, and it requires really good reaction speed, and I would not recommend you do it if you've got something better to do. But if you're like me, well...
I only mentioned the standard machine guns and, you know, the rocket launchers, but I didn't get into more detail for special features of the car, except the laser.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movie Die Another Day, there is another feature for the car, which is yeet-seeking shotguns.
Yeet-seeking shotguns.
Heat-seeking
Yeet or heat?
Heat-seeking shotguns.
Oh, I thought you said yeet. I'm like,
Alright, let me show you the clip on one of the things it does.
I said yeet-seeking.
Oh, it's in 315. What the? 315.
Here's a question. Speed's equalized, right? So even if you show like a light speed attack, like a laser or something, that's legal, right, Corin?
I can downplay it to Mach 1.
Yeah, we'll just downplay Mach 1.
Our
That's
cap
fine.
speeds.
Yeah, that's fine.
315.
I mean, it's speed equalized, so
Yeah,
it's all good.
I actually did tell him, it had to be downgraded to Mach, speed equalized, so he already knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed's equalized, but yeah, I got you. I have something for crazy laser spam. I actually have 3 things.
So not only will we be getting like a bunch of missiles and machine gun fire, but also these heat-seeking shotguns firing at you whilst you're trying to dodge as well.
Okay. Let me give you this real fast. Oh, for invisibility, let me address that real fast. Oh, do I want to say this? 'Cause it's kind of it won't matter. Y'all won't know what's coming. Let me give you this. The knight is able to react to things that he cannot see, things that are moving so fast that they move so fast they are faster than the eye. Let me give you this. Hopefully this copies. If it doesn't, I'll have to manually copy it, which will suck. It does not manually copy. All right, let me do this manually. And I'll get into the laser thing as well, fret not. Promise. And I have more gifts of this. If you want it.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, you good? All right, you good? All right.
Yeah.
All right, here's
just
this.
called me when I told her back then I'm busy.
If you gotta go, man, that's cool. But here you go.
No, it's just I want to finish this shit right now.
I got you. So invisibility-wise, he's capable of reacting to things that he cannot see. As you see right there, the Sisters of Battle. Well, these are just the Mantis Lords, but the Sisters of Battle, which are just the Mantis Lords, but hyped, are able to move. So even just the basic Mantis Lord is able to move fast enough. And there's 3 of them. And this again goes into stuff that actually, let me get you the Sisters of Battle one as well. It's an insane boss fight. I might have to just link you a whole video, but suckers move so fast that he cannot see it. He can react to their projectile attacks, but in terms of their standard melee attack, which they home in on him, like they target him. All 3 of them, they work together, 3 of them, in a joint effort to overwhelm him. He is so fast that he's able to react and dodge and counterattack, mind you, to all 3 of the Sisters of Battle. He is that fast. And I guess I should bring in something that'll really help out here. Let me give you this. So the knight has a thing called the Shade Cloak. I'm going to give you this. Not part of his Shade amp. This is just a standard ability that he has in-game. Let me get you it real fast. I have 2 scans. I have the basic description of it, and I have the cloak itself. Turn to a shade. There it is. Wait, is that it? Yes, that's it. All right, let me give you this. Copy the link. Paste. So he has a type of intangibility where he can just phase through attacks, as you see right there. And this becomes a core element, as there are some attacks in the game that you simply cannot dodge unless you have this ability. So it's very, very almost it is necessary for him to use in many cases in his fights.
I'm back. When did I miss again?
Oh, okay, my bad. All I was saying was he has an intangibility hack, which he uses to dodge attacks, similar to what you're saying there. I brought up the Sisters of Battle, how they move faster than he can even react, which, in terms of like the invisibility thing, just him being able to hear the car, see the car, just the direction of the blast coming at him, he'll be able to see it move out of the way. And because of that wall level AP scaling I said above, and mainly because of his intangibility, he'll just be able to phase just straight through the attacks and get one clean cut in on James Bond.
All right. So, how long does the intangibility last? Like,
A few seconds, but it regenerates even faster.
So 2 seconds, and how long does it take to regenerate?
Not even that. It shows you right there. In the GIF right there. It shows you how fast. See, boom. And then it's right back.
So, like, what, a couple 5 seconds as it seems?
No, not 5, like a second.
Like 1 second. Now, how many
like
times
a second.
can Bond shoot at him with all of his guns consecutively every second?
Well, as I said, he doesn't even need this. Like, I've shown him being able to consistently dodge just perfectly bullet hell. Even if he's just spamming just constant machine gun rounds and missiles and lasers and all this. Ooh, I forgot to give you the laser stuff. My bad. Ooh, I forgot to give you the laser stuff. Enraged Guardian. Anyone who plays this game is having cold sweats with me mentioning that name. Enraged Crystal Guardian. Sorry, there's just a lot of stuff with this car I got to go over. Enraged Crystal Guardian. There we go. Standard boss fight, but it's insane. So, the Enraged Crystal Guardian is an amped version of the Crystal Guardian, which is fairly easy to beat. I mean, if you're where you're supposed to be in the fight, you'll be fine. But Enraged Crystal Guardian is able to cover, similar to the Bees and the Coliseum of Fools and the Sisters of Battle, he is able to cover the arena in just beams of lasers. And if the Knight gets hit by any of them, it does massive amounts of damage. And yet the Knight is able to consistently dodge these attacks even without using his intangibility. Bullet Hell is Tuesday for this guy. You have to be able to dodge the stuff that you're talking about just to get to the higher end bosses. And this isn't even going over people like Grimm, who will teleport in front of you, consume the area and fire blast that you need to dodge, and you have to be fast enough to counterattack. They don't stand still for you to just, you know how video games, they stand still.
Yo,
and you
Skinny,
get like 3
try out the shotgun.
Yeah, you get the point.
So I just want to know how do you think the guy, your character, is gonna get into the car to kill James Bond?
Oh, he's in the car?
No, yeah, he's in the car.
You said he has to summon it though, right?
Yeah, he can summon it, but he can still get in it and drive
right.
it with the.
By the time he tries to do the super cool spy thing where the door is already open and he just jumps in, like the dude is just he's gonna phase through this guy's body, neg his durability, and cut him in half.
Wait, neg durability? How so?
I showed you above with him being able to go intangible. He just goes clean through people. And I'll give you the Shade Cloak description where he's able to move. When he goes through you, he's able to basically cut your insides. Let me give you it.
All right. Also, how far does the intangibility go? Like, we're using standard battle assumptions where they're like 15 meters away from each other. So how far does it go?
Like I said, see for yourself, man. I posted the GIF. A few, like a meter at most. Like, not even that, honestly.
So he has to use it like 15 times just to get close to James Bond.
The Shade Cloak isn't a speed thing. He can move fast on his own. Like, as I said, he can dodge bullet hell without having to use intangibility. Intangibility is only really used for things that he absolutely cannot dodge. And even then, it regenerates in a second, a literal second.
I think I want to show you what I'm trying to refer to as well. I'm just going to give a visual example of what I'm trying to refer to.
No, like I said, the GIF of the Shade Cloak and how fast it takes to regenerate and all that's up above.
All right, wait.
And I'll give you this as well. So he can literally just phase into the car and like stab dude. Your hands are occupied with driving. My hands have a sword and a freebie. That is it takes a second to load. Dang.
Oh, we're not. Oh, Bond also has a screen on the remote control so that he can see what's ahead of the car, and he can still see what's on the sides and behind him. Like if you try to.
What does it detect? Like, is it just a camera or what?
It's a camera that you can see through, that you can use.
Oh, so it's like a security camera or something. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Does
So
it
it's like,
have to be
he's
alive?
charging at me with like some form of an ability. I'm just gonna spam the hell out of these things.
Which
Just
he's
drive
gonna-
away.
If he drives away, I win. If he guns it.
He's just gonna be driving around spamming rockets and machine guns firing all. And
Yeah.
you're just
How much gas does that car have? Like, this is a serious question. How much gas does that car have?
all right. So let's look up the standard amount of gas. Aston
Oh, that's
Martin.
fine. If it's just a standard car, or a standard amount of gas, that's fine.
No. For example, it's an Aston Martin BMW.
Ooh, we got a BMW. Dang, I
Yeah.
wish I had one of those. My butt's broke though. So one thing aside from him being able to casually dodge things that you're bringing up here with the missiles and the guns and the lasers, one of the just me playing it, I've been playing this game a bunch.
Wait, how do I get gas quantification for a car?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, it is so the knight has infinite stamina. He cannot get tired. He does not have living vessels, cells, or anything. He does not require energy to move. He has infinite stamina. He cannot get tired. It is biologically impossible for him to get tired. It is very possible for him, if he doesn't just murk James Bond before he jumps in his car, or if he doesn't just phase into the car and murk him while he's driving, then he will just dodge the bullets until he runs out of gas, and then murk him.
So
This
you're
guy-
you're assuming as all that if Bond will just be driving through the whole car all the time, and the guy is too overwhelmed to actually get up close and personal.
Oh
then
no, I
Bond
think
will-
it's very. Oh, my bad.
It will inevitably die.
No, I actually think that it's very possible for him to just murk the dude before he even hops in the car. But if we go by what you're saying and we assume that Bond is able to summon it fast enough for how fast does it take for the car to get there anyway?
It's right next to him already. They're just about to start the battle. It's right next to him. That's what I'm imagining.
So is that? Hold on. Okay, this isn't me trying to get on you. I'm honestly confused. So wait, does he need to summon it, or does he always have it on him, or because I don't read James Bond or watch?
He can. It depends on the movies. Sometimes he has it already next to him. Sometimes it's on a other place. Sometimes it already blows up.
Shinigami, he's asking you, does he have to summon the car? Right?
Uh-huh.
Does he have to say abracadabra alakazam, he's my car man, or does he just have the
Does
car
he need to
come?
call State Farm?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, it depends on the movies we're talking, but this is composite James Bond.
Okay. He's asking. What he's asking for specifically, since this is Comp Bond, which car are you using that is potentially next to him the entire time? And is it even next to him at all? Does he have to summon it?
It's I'm using all the variants of the car into one, and it's not very consistent. It depends on the plot of the movie, really. But I do say
if it's
right
standard
next to him,
battle assumptions, right? If it's standard,
Yeah.
for example, with Batman, and this isn't me trying to get on you, I'm just talking. With Batman, right? When it is possible for him to summon the Batmobile in battle, but we don't say, oh yeah, the Batmobile is right next to him. Heck, that could be nice and just say, give you the car. Even still, I'm pretty confident in that. But, how long does it take for him to drive? It might be nice. How long does it take for this thing to drive to him? Would Bond be able to hold off the night for the car to get here?
Yes, considering the amount of gadgets he has as well,
Okay,
should be
we're
able
good.
to.
Yeah, you're good then. Okay.
What would be an acceptable distance? Judges or everyone, what would be an acceptable distance for the car to be?
You guys agree on it. You're debating.
Yeah. Wait a second.
We're just keeping tournament rules in here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what would you say is an acceptable distance?
Give me a number. I don't read James or watch James Bond. I really that's not me.
About like a block away or something.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down with that. Block away.
All
That's
right, so now for actual hand-to-hand combat stuff, like Bond has a whole bunch of shit as well. Like he has like I'm not gonna for clarification real quickly. I'm only using the gadgets and the guns that he actually has all the time, not the ones he used in that one specific movie.
So he's not about to pull out a moon-busting crazy spy cannon. Good to know.
No, he's not about to bust out a machine gun that he only used in that one movie because plot.
Lit. Okay.
He's only using things that he always used.
Okay. So there's like trademark pistol and all that.
Yeah, the trademark pistol has things like in the Skyfall movie, he had like a signature recognition. Like, if he can use it and grab onto it, so he can use the gun and fire it.
Okay. So I can't rob his weapon. Okay.
No, you can't use it as well.
Okay. Let's see. Again,
Try to see the world is not enough. Bond was able to blow up the gun with his glasses, like has a detonator on it, and blow it up.
Okay. Let's see. I gave you the shade cloak. I even gave you a description down there if you want to read that. But let me give you. Ooh, and let me give you Sharp Shadow. I forgot to give you Sharp Shadow as well. Sharp Shadow is the thing that lets the shade cloak do damage. You know what I mean? Like when he phases through, that's the thing that lets you. Here, I'll just give you the wiki page, so that way you don't think I'm like ratting you out.
Let me show you the.
Oh, I completely forgot to ask. Do you? Because I don't want this to be like your downfall, whatever. Do you have any? What's your AP argument?
AP argument, the Bond, like just Daniel Craig, like he has consistent wall level stuff. Like he has feats like jumping off high buildings and taking no damage whatsoever. He can like punch people through walls, like not just a punch through the wall, like he's pushing entire people through walls. I can even argue his durability scales above his AP because there's this character named like Oddjob where he freaking resisted punches from James Bond. Yet when Oddjob legit karate chopped Bond's spinal cord, Bond like got up from it. Let me show you. Let me show you the file.
Yeah.
Let me show
I gave you my .0044. Yeah, you get the point.
Let me show you the stuff that I am referring to. There's like the train sequence from Spectre. There's like the chase scene from the first two Daniel Craig movies. And then I'm also gonna show you what the fuck. Cancel. I'm gonna show you as well the fight from Goldfinger. Wait.
I may not watch James Bond, but like my mom loves those movies. So all those movies you're saying,
That's just for specification. There you go. Here are the stuff that I'm referring to. You can check them out if you want. There's an Oddjob. Here you go. Bond also resisted electricity-based attacks. Like the villain from Die Another Day, he just like used electricity on Bond, yet Bond resisted for like what 30 seconds or something.
Right. Ooh, I posted this on the wrong channel. There you go. Do you have like? I gave you this like exact quantification for how, like I am literally only .006 away from the peak of wall level in this tournament. You have like just so I have an idea of like the fight. This is just for me, like what I'm dealing with. Do you have exact numbers for this stuff? Like
no, but it should be like his AP should be around like standard wall level.
Yeah. I remember
and his
the
durability should be. And his durability should be like what wall, like around like higher wall level than his AP, and his to the peak of wall level that we have in the tournament.
Well, that is a lot of like the distance from what I've got to the basic wall level thing. That's a lot. Like for let me give you the versus wiki thing for in terms of the joules. I converted mine from joules to tons. I also
so this is me again with like some form of a quantification, just like
the feats you're giving. Like so, for example, specifically the one where you said he pushed a dude through a wall. I know there's common calcs for that. That's around about 1.5 to the 1.5 10 to the fourth, or like 15 kilojoules, right? Whereas that in kilojoules isn't bad for wall level. I'm hitting 1. What was it? It was I'm hitting 1.8 or something. I forgot the number from my calc. I'm looking on another page, but 1 point something 10 to the 7th power. I'm hitting in the tons, whereas you guys hitting in the kilojoules.
And his durability should be around that because he legit resisted attacks from people far stronger than him.
Like how stronger? 2 times? 3 times? Rough estimates, right?
2 to 3 times or something.
That is still not around. That's still not 10 to the 7th. That's like 10 to the 5th or 6th. I don't know. I'm drinking Coke. I can't do that kind of math in my head, but you get the point.
It's just a rough estimation again.
This is rough estimate. Like this is Skinny trying to do math while he's drinking a giant Coke from Wendy's.
And this is me wondering when that lightning calculation came about.
Like this is why I did my calc earlier. But whereas I'm hitting scroll up. I'm hitting 1.8 10 to the 7th, around 1.5 10 to the 4th, 10 to the 5th or 6th. If we be nice with his durability.
Wait. Let me check the common feats. Some of the ones that actually.
Yeah, don't look at that. It's actually street level calc. I'm being nice. It's actually street level calc.
I'm just looking around.
Look up versus battle. Look up versus battle wiki common calcs.
Yeah, I am actually.
And lie and say it's wall level.
Oh, in fact, in the movie, like in the clip of the fight, Bond used like some form of a metal thing, like what is it, titanium or something?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. But Oddjob like karate chopped it with no issue whatsoever.
Nice, solid. You.
It's in the clip as well.
And while you look for the common calc, again, lie and say it's wall level. I'm being nice. Here's I'm going to give you some of his skill feats. So, debater, listen up.
Listening. Feats.
So, in terms of his,
now you're giving combat feats and shit.
Oh, like you brought up all the skill stuff with Bond. I wanted to, while you look for the common calc, I can give you some of my own if you want.
Okay.
Just so they don't have to sit in silence or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I can multitask.
Oh, I'm just gonna list like why he's a really high tier martial artist and sword user. That's all.
I was also gonna list how Bond has fought people when he was much younger, and he fought people who are much experienced than them. He also fought various swordmen, and he also does fencing.
Well, I mean, you should probably try to take it like 1 point at a time.
Yeah, you might want to. Yeah, you might want to.
But I'm gonna give an example right away. Battle in China from Skyfall.
My man has the Google clips. Love it.
There we go. It has to be like the fight around. This one I already remembered because Skyfall is my favorite Bond movie.
See, now I'm gonna go watch these because of quarantine. I'm that bored. I'm that bored, man.
So it's around 7 minutes and 45 seconds. So for context, what happened is that the Bond that you're seeing right here on screen right now He's actually much weaker than he was at the beginning of the movie because right after he was pronounced dead, he was a month. He wasn't back on duty for a month. Like all he did was smash chicks and drink beer.
Lit. Not lit.
Actually,
kids stay in school.
And he actually like scored bad on tests that he should be doing with no issue whatsoever.
What I tell you, kids stay in school.
Yet here he is, like matching a guy who was fighting him in his prime.
Well, just because you got, a little bit of the booze in you, that doesn't, unless you're drunk, just because you're going through a slum in your life, that doesn't really mean you're not going to be that better at fighting. Like, sure, your mental IQ might go down, like you won't be able to perform well on standardized tests and whatnot. But if anything, you should be able to fight even harder, considering you're in such a emotional distress. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, probably shouldn't say that though. Never mind. Like, dudes who go through issues like that, especially testosterone-filled, all-American men like James Bond, just because he's got a bit of the depression hickey. Yeah, like Goblin Slayer. Rest in peace, that man. Yeah, like Goblin Slayer. That's a perfect example, actually. That dude was mad depressed. That man watched everything die, and he came back, and he, same issue as you, like, he literally ran into the mountains, and then he came back down and killed hordes of goblins stronger than ever, because the dude's edgy.
Let me show. I showed the clip of like Bond's training sequence. Like his performance with the gun was horse shit. And let me also show you like things like the medical evaluation, for example. Wait, let me check.
Here, let's cut straight to the point, right? How, in terms of martial arts, right? Like, he's obviously like a master tier, right? He's obviously he knows how to fight. Super spy. He's well above any standard military man. He knows how to fight, right? Even trained assassins can't bop him, right? He's typing. Oh, that dude mute. Oh, he's mute. Oh,
right,
if he doesn't. Back. Oh, he's back. All right, cool.
So I posted the clip of when James Bond was like back on duty training, and I also posted the clip of when Silva hacked into MI6 and actually looked at Bond's training shit, evaluation, psychological stuff. Check it out. Mm-hmm. He failed on all of that.
Oh, poor guy. I know how it would be to fail a test. Shoot.
And like I said, because all he did was like smash women and like drink booze.
Yeah, not his best life. All right. Well, I can go over. So he's very skilled. He's up there with like skilled assassins and trainers and things like that, right?
Yeah.
He's definitely hitting up there like martial arts trainers, things like that, right?
Yeah, there's more than that, obviously. Like,
yeah, Composite James Bond. I'm sure you got like a plethora.
Yeah, Die Another Day. Fencing scene.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's an important point. How good is his sword skills? Considering that's the knight's main weapon. Yeah. Does he have a sword? That's a serious question. Does James Bond have a sword?
I can give him the sword if you want to.
It's composite, right? It's composite, right?
There he is with the fencing stuff.
Yeah. Because if he's just going in straight fists, considering the knight has a literal sword, he might find his arms to be a little split open. You know what I mean? Blocking a blade with your bare arms isn't usually good.
But he also did do that. Like, fighting people was...
But yeah, look like I get the point, man. He's got tons of skill feet. Also, I'm almost done with this Coke. That served me well. That man went AFK. I guess I'll go ahead and get my own video ready to go.
I crashed. I'm back.
All right, cool. Don't worry, I didn't say anything. I'm just getting some videos up for my own skill points.
Okay, so. Alright, so here are a couple of things. Like, even if you want to say that, like, the fencing shit isn't, like, standard equipment for Bond. And then, of course, if I want to argue that it is, I also have to give Bond things like the Moonraker laser gun, the machine guns that he used throughout the story. Even without those, like, he has feats like finding people who have swords, and whilst all he has is, like, what?
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's a spy tux. Let's not downplay.
True. It's an out-of-versal tux.
That's facts. That's facts. But, all right. You want me to give you my skill stuff?
Okay, sure. I have a couple more as well.
Well, the knight and his thousands and thousands of siblings, long story, a worm did it with a tree, and the tree laid an egg, right? And out came a bunch of knights. But anyway, so knight and his thousands and thousands of little things. Again, the knight's made of a I don't even know what to call it, a composite of void, right? Which is essentially imagine paper. Right, paper, or not even that. Imagine a computer. It's meant to be programming, right? A computer and its hard drive is meant to be programmed. Without it, it's just a blank, just nothing. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a screen, right? That's the same thing with the knight. It has no life, no soul, no meaning, no nothing. It is bred for combat with nothing. It has never known anything in its life other than combat, training, and wandering around in the wastelands when it escaped the kingdom. And that's not exactly a down. Like, it's not just walking around in some mountains. That thing, it's filled with vicious creatures, bugs, beings, just all kinds of stuff. And the knight was able to survive out there. He was fine. But more to the point, this is just him as a kid. He had to go through this thing called the Path of Pain. And again, that's one of those things where any person who's played this game just like shook. So I really, really do want you to look at like just a few seconds of this video. Like, skip randomly into the video and watch like 10 seconds. It is the Path of Pain, and this is just him as a kid, a little kid. He had to go through a labyrinth of nothing but axes, saws, beings, like all this stuff. He had to go through a lot. Sometimes there was no floor. He had to pogo off of the blades with his sword. Like, he had to swing down and hit the blade with enough force to pogo him up because there was no floor for him to land on. If he landed on the floor, he would be stabbed. It is, it's grueling. It is awful. It takes hours of real life work to get through that thing. It's really, but even as a kid, when he was being trained and subsequently tossed back into the abyss for having personality, again, nothing but combat. This dude was fodderizing things like this. There's even a joke online where when the knight was a kid, if he ever had to get up in the middle of the night to go get a thing of water, he had to go through the Path of Pain. And then going even further than that, on top of him just being raised for just absolute perfection, he was, when he gets to Godhome, he gets to where the realm of the gods live. And again, I'm talking about skill only. This is not AP. He's able to fight against the nail masters, and nails are swords. That's about it. Because, they're bugs. Bugs have nails for swords, but in this case, it's an actual sword because equalized size and all that. He's able to fight against the brothers of the Pantheon, known as the Great Nail Masters, and he is trained under each. Let me give you the scans. He is trained under each and every one of these masters and surpass them in combat. He was even able to take the two brothers on, or which Scan is coming, I promise.
Okay.
Scan's coming. There.
I should have shown like a little clip that one of the things Bond can do and with the car. I just really want to show that one.
Oh, you can do that. I'll continue my point later. You can okay.
I'm just when I absolutely need to, not yet. Now you can continue your point.
Oh, yeah. The two brothers there are two of the most skilled swordsmen. If you read the description, trained in combat by the great Nail Sage, that is the greatest swordsperson to have lived in Hollow Nest. He is the most skilled being in the verse. He is so skilled that he is able to use his giant... He's got an Ichigo-sized sword. He's able to use said sword and swing and use it with enough skill and force to keep him afloat. Like, he is able to stay himself in the air. That is how skilled he is.
Ichigo would like to get your phone number real quickly.
Yeah, facts, though. I'm going to show you him real fast. You don't know. Both of these guys were trained by him, and after the night mollywopped both of them at one-on-one, they said, yo, jump him. Legit said jump. This is after he fought them one-on-one, right? They then jump him 2-on-1 after he had just gotten done fighting them and a bunch of other the gods, and beats them both still. And then you have Shio, who is the artist. He is the third brother, and not on top of like sword skill, he is an artist. He likes paint. He has paint-based attacks and whatnot. There you go. And I have a scan right here that says Shio was the strongest of the brothers. He scales above both of those two in both, like, obviously scaling and skill. Like, he was the favorite.
Sorry.
And the knight, oh yeah, it's cool. And the knight is able to beat him too. And then on top of that, that bug I told you about, let me get you this. That great Nail Sage, the most skilled person in the world. I should have said he is the second most skilled being in the verse, because there he is, giant freaking sword, says right there, legendary sage of the nail arts and recently merchant of some success. He is, well, legendary. It says right there, oh, greatest of masters. He is the greatest of the masters of nail arts. And the knight was able to beat him in one-on-one combat in his own arena. So, yeah.
So, I mean, Bond did also face up guys of varying sizes, like, oh wait, I should have posted as well the Moonraker sword fight scene, but yeah, I was gonna also argue that Bond would also start the fight by just whipping out his gun and shooting at Hollow Knight with PPK. And I was also gonna show the distance that he actually fired at Inspector.
Okay.
Like, legit, like, that has to be the equivalent of the distance between a point, like, from the bottom with the big band to the top at bare minimum.
Okay. So he's got really good accuracy.
Yeah, for a freaking PPK on top of that. Like, that thing is not meant for long distance fighting.
Yeah. I don't want to go over the bullet spam thing. You get the point. I mean, I can go over like Sisters of Battle if you. Here, I'll show. Give you. Right there, the Mantis swords. Right, these are the guys which the knight. Even if all three of them, it's taking him. There it is. Even if all three of these guys gang up on him, he's able to dodge. And let me show the scan of, as you see right there, they're able to move so fast, they're blurs. And if he keeps going, he disappears. He moves that fast. Again, and that was with the invisibility thing. You get the point. It says right there, leaders of the Mantis tribe and the finest warriors. These dudes are, again, very skilled. Finest warriors. They bear their nail lances and attack with blinding speeds. Bullets ain't jack, son. And again, equalize speed. You get the point.
Yeah, we equalized speed, so...
Yeah. Bullets ain't jack.
So, like, here you go, like...
even as a kid, when he first popped out, bullets were nothing.
Like, here's a clip of Bond, like, fighting a guy with Bond is, like, basically butt naked in that scene. Like, he has nothing on him to counter the sword, yet he's fighting a guy with a sword and actually won.
How skilled was the guy with the sword?
Has to be, like, what, a mastered mastered swordsman, because the villain of the movie, he sent that guy to kill Bond.
Hmm.
So he has to have sent like his best swordsman.
Right. Yeah, that just makes sense. Right. If you're gonna send someone to kill someone, you better get the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I think I better go over like Bond's incredible improvisation and adaptability capability.
Okay.
In the movie Tomorrow Never Dies, he had a scene where he was like, what's the name? What's the word I'm looking for?
Adaptation. Improvisation.
No. It's like when you're like, he was handcuffed to the Bond girl of the movie.
Okay. The Bond girl.
And they had an entire motorcycle date. When they were handcuffed together, think about it. They were having a motorcycle chase, and they were handcuffed together.
Yeah, that would be difficult to say the least.
So, and they were also in a place full of people. So they were like, you have to make sure the people are safe. The helicopter is away. Also, what the helicopter is going to bring out, and you also have this chick to you. So you have to have some form of great improvisation.
Oh yeah, agreed. I would never discount that James Bond is light on his feet, to say the least. Twinkle toes. Yeah, for my adaptation and skill, like again, like I bring up the Path of Pain. He has to react to buzzsaws, spikes on the ground, lasers sometimes, creatures that fly around, and that was him as a kid. Like, forget being handcuffed to a chick on a motorcycle. You are now in a sea of blades. You have to pogo off of said blades if you just want to live. And if you make the slightest mistake, you're dead. Not hurt, you're dead.
I'm gonna also. I mean, like, that's also a life and death situation. Bond was also in a life and death situation.
Yeah.
And Bond lives like shit like that throughout his whole adventures.
And I guess another thing I could bring up was, again, the Trial of Fools. I brought it up with the bullet spam thing, but more than just that, more than just the entire arena is being covered in bullets and pellets and axes and whatnot. It's constant.
We also do the whole finale of Skyfall, the climax fight.
Yeah.
You know what they did to like legitimately fight the bad guy?
What did they do? I didn't see the movie.
You know what they did to like legitimately fight the main villain of the movie, who has an entire army of like trained military level guys with machine guns, a helicopter entirely.
Drop a nuke?
No, he didn't drop a nuke though.
Close enough.
And who does Bond have on his side? He has himself, like a boomer, like an old man.
A boomer, okay.
And also M, his commanding officer, who has no combat experience.
Why is he a commanding officer? Yeah, you know what? We won't ask questions.
So, legit M is not, the M in the movie is not like a legit trained officer. He's horrible. He's horseshit. Yeah.
He trash.
You know how Bond and everyone there was able to fight off the bad guys?
How?
By recreating Home Alone, basically.
Oh, sweet! I love that movie. Sweet.
What they basically did was like, we have all this stuff that we can use, so we're gonna use it to our best of advantages.
All right then. Nice.
Like, let me show you what they did. Like, wait, there we go. Here you go. This. Like they did. Wait, is it slowing down? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yes, we can hear you.
What they did was like, it's just that it was slow. So anyway, what they did was like they put a bunch of nails in like bags to put it up as lamps. They also like put TNT under the floor,
Aha. So it's Home Alone, but R. Nice.
R-rated Home Alone, basically.
Nice.
So Bond was able to prep himself well enough to fight off against people who had like grade A military shit, like helicopters. And Bond also took down the helicopter Halso. He got two red barrels of one pack of TNT, of one dynamite, and blew it up that way. Like, he just blew up the house, and like the resulting explosion took down the helicopter.
Hey man, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the dudes have. Though, how? So I agree. He's on his feet.
Yeah, he's on his feet the whole time.
But with Knight, I give him. Well, I give you this for his adaptability. And let me think. I mentioned that I mentioned him surviving out in the wastelands, but just the realm of hollowness alone, the area where the game takes place, where the knight jumps down to save the kingdom. Kingdom is nothing more than the fallen remains of a once great civilization filled with possessed, ravenous, bloodthirsty, bloodlusted monsters, bugs, etc. All kinds of crazy stuff. It like every corner has some kind of danger lurking around it, to the point where the people who live on top, all of Hollowness is underground, by the way. The people who live on the surface, which composes of like one old man and maybe a few other people, they all say like, don't go down there. Even the most skilled of warriors and travelers who go down there, they never come back up because they die. Don't go down there. And he goes down there armed with, he doesn't have the luxury that Bond has of having all of these materials and whatnot. He has nothing more than his base instincts and a common sword. And yet still he's able to climb his way up, beat everything, all the various varieties of bosses and bugs and monsters, and win in the end. For no purpose, for nothing more than because I want to and because I have to.
Bond also has like other improvisations about prep time as well. Like the Skyfall one is just him taking advantage of what little he has and turning it into a, army's worth of things.
Yeah.
There is also like two train fights, two movies.
Hey guys.
And he's able to fight the bad guys and react.
Hey guys,
to
open on skill for a while now.
Yeah.
You mind moving?
And fight on a train has to be really difficult.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey guys, y'all been on skill for a while. Do you mind moving into a different?
Yeah, what else
do
you got, man?
Do y'all have like one more point you want to move on to, or you want to conclude?
I have so many things that I want to mention.
All right. Here we go. Give me.
We're trying not to shotgun him though, Shinigami. Try to go like 1 point at a time.
Same with you, Skinny. Don't shotgun. I've already had a called out on both ends.
So who?
Now hold on. Let's say this. The only reason I've shotgun was to adjust all the points.
It's just that I have so many points since this is composite movie Bond, and there's so many things I want to talk about.
All right. I got nothing but time, man. Oh boy. And I'm gonna eat those words. So far, all I've got is a bunch of skill feats and the shade cloak, neg durability, etc.
I have things like various gadgets, which, by the way, I should probably mention the gadgets as well that Bond can also whip out during the fight. Not only does he have the gun as well, he has things like the laser watch.
Okay. I showed Crystal Guardian lasers. That's fine.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. What I've shown before.
Bond can, you're just gonna get up close and personal. And Bond is gonna grab you at one point because he always grabs your arm when you get up close and personal, twist it off so that you drop the knife, and he's just gonna whip out that watch with the laser and just fire it.
Crystal Guardian's arm is a laser cannon, basically. Even if he gets up close, he can fire off point-blank ranges. He can react to that. It's no problem. Okay, it's in the video. You can watch it.
Yeah, sure. We also get a couple other gadgets Bond can whip out during battle. Like Bond can also put his watch on you and throw you away, and then it's gonna blow up. Like the watch can also blow up.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well,
Let me
again.
What the fuck? Why am I now? Oh wait. Yeah, this is big brain time for me. Clearly.
I got you.
Watch Boomy Bomb.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get some great search results from that. You are
wait.
on incognito, right?
Like,
Oh, boy.
let me show you what, like the clip of what the laser watch did. Which, by the way, to also go over, like, how do you think your character will attack Bond?
Either Shade Cloak, neg durability, go straight through him, or just cut him to ribbons. He's beaten the masters of the masters.
All right, so here you go. Like, here's like what the laser watch does. Just like your guys might just wonder, like, oh, what is he doing? And
So that's
just gonna blow it up.
I should mention he doesn't wonder. He doesn't have a mind to wonder. He's completely base instinct. Nothing more than just something to fight. Curiosity. He physically cannot be curious. Yeah.
Even so, like the bomb would blow up.
Again, intangibility. He's dealt with explosions, stuff like that. He's dealt with all-encompassing attacks on the battlefield. He'll be fine.
But would he know that like there's an exploding watch ready to blow in like what, a couple seconds?
Well, how big is the explosion? Let's entertain it.
Like in the clip, like it's powerful enough to like blow away people point blank range. Really blow up other objects as well.
He's Knight has survived blows from False Knight's mace, which I calc to be 1.8 to the 10 to the 7th ranges of tons of joules of energy, which pulverized an entire bridge in one blow.
But let's not forget like the ringing your character might get. Like
the what? The ringing?
Yeah, like an explosion blows up on you and you're gonna get that.
Oh, he doesn't have ears. He can't hear.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I just when I was gonna bring up something cool as well.
Yeah, anything that's biological, he's made of, and I can drop this game for this one. Again, made entirely of void. Any biological weakness, like stamina, anything like that, is off the table. He cannot have a pain in his ears. Kind of like how he can't be curious, or can't get tired.
Are you serious? Just when I was gonna bring up the sound wavy ring thingy.
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna do anything.
Wait, what is the sword made out of curiosity?
The sword, it's unbreakable. Made out of pale ore.
Hmm?
It's a mineral in Hollow Knight where basically it's one of the rarest things of ore in the game. And what you do is you collect it and you take it to the greatest blacksmith you can find. And for an absurd amount of money, he will refine your sword. Like I said, he jumps into Hollow Knight with nothing more than just a basic sword. Once you collect all the minerals and you give it to the dude and pay an outrageous amount of sum that has to be just highway robbery.
So like, is it made out of metal?
Yeah, an unbreakable, kind of like vibranium. Think of it like that.
Ooh. Eyes in mode turned on.
Okay.
Oh fuck! I was gonna to live and let die. Shit, so yeah.
So, do I need to like find a bomb shelter?
Oh wait, let me see if I can find like what I'm trying to look for.
Cause 9/11 all over again.
Yeah, like, do I need to because there's a ditch like right next to me. I gotta.
Okay, y'all got 10 more minutes, then you gotta conclude.
Yeah,
This has been going on for about an hour, and
yeah.
I
feel
it's around the 3-minute
that's
mark
kind
or
of like
something.
the time of like.
But this might be like one of my last resorts.
Okay.
But like, here's one of the things Vaughn can do. Like, he has a magnet feature on his watch.
Okay.
So he can and you said that your sword's made out of metal, right?
Pale ore, but yeah.
So like Bond can just activate that, and it will attract the sword,
Yeah.
and like Bond can just like, oh, you want it back? Okay, I'm just gonna blow it up as well with the magnet feature still on.
Can't pick that sword. But so wait, he's gonna. So, like, I would need to know so much. Like, so I would need to know how strong is the magnetic pull. I would need to know how fast it takes for him to act. Is it in character for him to start off the fight and use it? Is he throwing out like all these other things? And even still, like, even without the blade, he can still just activate the Shade Cloak and go straight through the dude and cut him in half. And then just...
if you look at the clip itself, like, yes, it is in character for him to use it. He used it in a fight.
Of many fights, I'm sure, but yeah.
In that movie, he used it in a fight. So, and like, it just has to be like a couple meters away if you look at the clip. Like, M was like at a fair distance. I mean, Q was a fair distance away. No, it was M.
Okay.
M was like a fair distance away from Bond. And Bond just like activated and attracted the spoon.
Right, we'll go with it. Back to spoon. Well, in this case, he is attracting a sacred blade of Hollow Knight, but we'll go with it. Either A, like, two things. Again, I could just, go with the Shade Cloak, negative durability, cuts in half. You get the point. B, I could just argue consistency. Like, there's so many other things other than, like, I don't even know if he'd recognize the sword as metal. But yeah, that's fine.
I have so much to go over as well. I did not even scratch the surface.
You're gonna make nothing important here, like tear out his hair, and I don't want him to go bald.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna Hokuto Shinken all.
Give me the most important stuff.
Wait, he's already bald though?
No, he is not bald. I hope he's not.
Oh wait.
I showed you assholes my face reveal before. I'm not bald.
He is not bald. Make him go bald. Though. Give me the most important stuff.
Yeah, I see. That's quite disturbing.
What are you trying to imply here?
Nothing.
Wait, what was one of your points again? Can I refresh my memory?
Just consistency. Considering there's so many other things you can start with, and so many other. And again, this is composite.
No,
not only just that. Like it seems more in character. Like it seems more in character. Like I don't know, pull out his gun or go from hand-to-hand combat or activate the laser or something. But again, even if he takes his cloak or he takes his sword, he can just activate the Shade Cloak and go clean through him.
Yeah, what was the Shade Cloak again? Can I see?
Oh yeah, I posted it above. Just, scroll up. It negates your durability. He phases clean through you and just cuts you.
Shape Cloak, the Shape Cloak.
If I didn't post it, or if you can't find it, I'll just post it again. Heck, I don't care.
Okay, there we go. The dash forward is cloaked in shadow. Use the cloak to dash through enemies and their attacks without taking a damage. How far can he do it? And
clean through a person.
How far can you do it? Like, again, we're going for standard battle assumptions where you're 15 meters away from each other.
Well, considering this whole point, we've been going off hand-to-hand combat. I don't think that's too far apart.
But the thing is that your point is that. But the thing is, we're gonna have to go first. Is that your character has to close the distance between him and Bond before.
I already gave them sleep. I'm not again. I don't want to repeat it just to make sure, just so nobody doesn't tear his hair. Like, leave it to the judges. If they think the whole bullet hell thing, closing the gap, is a good argument, great. If not, oh well.
Wait, should I start when we do judgment or?
I'll leave it to leave it to the.
Yeah, I mean, people.
Yeah,
I
don't
I could go.
decide.
Yeah, wait till after the conclusions.
Yeah, wait for the
commentary.
conclusions, man. Wait for conclusions. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Give me your best shot.
I just want to know, can your character you said that your intangibility can cover a meter or something, right?
Sure.
Per second,
again, yeah. I gave you the GIF of make your own estimations, but yeah. You don't even have to take my word for it. I gave you a GIF of him using it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a meter per second or something.
Sure. Yeah.
So like in the moments that he's like not using the intangibility, Bond can just like take advantage of it and like pull out a strategy, or just fire massive amounts for him for Hollow Knight.
Bullet hell's no problem, and the and bullet. I should probably remember this. Bullet hell is a gamer term for like when the game covered in bullets. And Shade Cloak can be activated instantly. It's made out of the same material that the Knight is made of. He can
Does he
call
have
it
to
whenever.
pull it out, or does it just appear
It's
like
instant.
on a snap of a
It's like he just needs to think about it's on.
like that's all?
That's all. It is a move comprised of the very substance that makes him up. As I said, he's made of void. It says that they're cloaked in shadows. Like that's an analogy for the void. The void is often referred to as shadow, darkness, or emptiness. In this case, shadow.
Okay, Bond can like fire from really far long distances. So if you're just trying to dodge it, and I've also shown Bond's improvisation skills. So if Bond can legit just come up with a strategy with how to deal with a chick being handcuffed to him, whilst also having to deal with other crap, then I'm pretty certain he can like time his attack so that Hollow Knight will get hit by the bullets.
Okay. Again, bullet hell's no problem. I gave the Path of Pain thing. I gave the Trial of the Fools. I gave him beating Masters and Masters. You know, his improvisation for being able.
But that's like a bullet hell, like straight up bullet hell, not like a timing thing. Like, okay, so he travels
Sisters
from, like,
of Battle.
Meter.
That was
like,
the other thing I was
so,
going to. Sisters of Battle.
But
I mentioned that earlier.
But he can do it. So he can travel in like a meter within a second. So, and there are 15 meters away from us. Currently, there are like 6 meters.
Do you need speed counts? I promise he's way faster than a meter per second. It takes he is able to cloak himself in a thing for 1 second and travel that certain distance. But I promise you, I can give you way faster numbers if you need them. Heck, we've even gone over things like lasers.
We did equalize speed because this is a live-action movie we're talking.
That's fair. Yeah. So numbers is nothing. The whole meter per second is nothing. Then, if he's able to dodge bullets and whatnot, I promise, it's fine. His speed is unmatched.
No, all I'm saying is that Bond can like time his attacks. Like, okay, so this guy can travel like a couple meters in like a second. So I'm just gonna aim ahead and fire it when he is about to when he teleports.
Okay, one last point. Again, I brought this up earlier, so I'll keep it quick.
Let me say, like, Bond is. I'm gonna give a representation, and he has the gun right here. Like, this is just gonna be a scribble drawing. Here's the knight. There's like
I know what you're saying. I got you. No, I get what you're saying. He's like a Batman thing, right? He times it out right. Yeah. You like this? I get the point.
Yeah, let me show it. What I'm trying to refer to. Like a little scribble drawing.
Nothing. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Like I am.
I mean, it is kind of your fault. You said you have unlimited time.
We're going really long on.
I'm sorry. This is on me.
I'm dying.
I'm sorry.
Okay, y'all. It's been like 10 minutes, so like, go ahead and like go to conclusions.
Okay, so like, yeah, the scribble isn't posting for some reason.
Thank God.
It's supposed to be up by now. Please be nice. Please be nice. Please be nice.
All I'm going to respond to this is Sisters of Battle. They're basically James Bond, but moving as fast as the Knight.
Okay, so there you go.
Some of the finest, most skilled warriors, and he's able to react to all their fastest moves. Nothing.
So like, here's like a shitty scribble of like Bond. Like, okay, so what if I aim at the guy when he's like when he's about to reach like 5 meters or something?
Yeah, Sisters of Battle do that same thing, and he's able to react. All right. Conclusions, baby. Give me your conclusions. My phone is at 14%.
Oh my god, like mine is in 35%. I forgot to mention like a self-destructive feature in the car. But anyway, I think my character wins because if not through his fault of AP and endurance, he has endurance and AP relative to the guy, especially his endurance, and his hand-to-hand combat experiences should be approximately equal to Hollow Knight. Like, Knights should be like just another rogue villain or henchman that Bond already faced. And the car is just like loaded with gadgets and the invisibility, things like traction overall. I think Bond will just overwhelm the guy with raw intellect, gadgets, and hand-to-hand combat.
Okay, in conclusion, I provided examples of how overwhelming is simply not an option for the Knight. I gave him his infinite stamina. I explained how bullet hell is a Tuesday for him. For speed, I explained things how even as a child, he was bred for nothing but combat. He was able to do things like the Path of Pain, which is considerable to things that Bond in his prime has been shown, and that's just him as a kid. He's been able to beat the masters of sword combat, titled as even the legendary masters of sword arts are nothing compared to him. And I gave the Shade Cloak argument, which wasn't really refuted ever, where he is able to clown himself in darkness, make himself intangible, go straight through a guy, and just cut him in half. And I brought up his sword skills and matched his intellect and whatnot. Oh, and AP feat. Gave the AP feat, too. All right, judges, hit me.
I know I lost.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
I can just
Can I
predict,
go
like,
first?
I can just predict, like, everyone's gonna say that Hollow Knight won.
Do you
Can I
want
go
to rock,
first?
paper,
No,
scissors?
hold on. That's not. Yeah, so debater, you can go first.
Okay. So, I'll basically I'll basically say who won and why. Okay. I think Skinny won. The reason I think Skinny won, okay, so like a lot of this debate was based around like the car, right? And from what I heard, the main arguments was overwhelming the Knight via bullets or like rockets. And I believe Skinny like gave his counter for this with it be like the intangibility thing and like avoiding it. And I don't remember anything Shinigami said to like that said about it that would convince me that he like countered it. And because of the whole like intangibility thing that can apparently cut your organs, it could like negate his durability. So the car point I think was countered by Skinny. Then there was like the AP point. No offense, Shinigami, but I believe Skinny like stomped you in this particular area, considering like he had the calcs that got him to like the tippity top of wall level, where your stuff at most would probably like just a bit into wall level or just baseline. I believe Skinny also said one of them is like only like street level. So I believe Skinny won in this area. For skill, which is probably the most interesting part of the debate, I'm gonna say that Skinny won this point. The reason I think so is because yes, you were giving like a lot of skill feats, but the thing is like I believe that Skinny was showing like better feats. Like I say this because like the feats that I saw from that you gave was that against like a bunch of like fodder people, where Skinny was actually the people who he was fighting, he was showing like how skilled they were, they're like masters, greatest masters in the verse, best sword master in the verse. So it's basically like a quality over quantity thing for like the skill thing. And so yeah, because of like the skill, the car was negged, and the intangibility that could neg their ability because cut his organs. That's why I believe Skinny won. So that's my judgment.
All right. For my judgment, I believe Skinny won, mostly due to the fact that the AP and durability point, Skinny was able to provide calcs for that. While Shinigami struggled to produce calcs for his, while he did say like he has some wall level explosions or feats, we don't know how strong they are compared to Skinny's. Skinny can quantify his, while Shinigami can't. So Skinny took the AP and durability point, and also I'm wondering how comes Shinigami didn't press Skinny on the regen point, if his regen could face consecutive damage and consecutive attacks all at once while regenning.
I didn't bring up regen.
I was actually something
now that
you brought it up, I actually forgot to mention something about the car points.
You can't mention it while we're
just let him finish the judgment.
Right now. Okay. But like Skinny already would have countered this with his agility that he's proven in the debate. Skinny already also massively proved his skill advantage over Shinigami. He showed like the people he's faced to be master swordsmen and experts in their fields, while Shinigami was kind of vague in his like example of like James Bond fighting other characters, and like Skinny overall just he was just more prepared, while Shinigami was like he didn't have much on him.
Simple Star, you want to go?
Like I have a quick question. Like Skinny like brought up something about like, was it like intangibility or something? Like I'm trying to just remember that real quick.
Yeah,
It was
intangibility.
Yeah, it was like intangibility, like to like
Okay,
cut five organs.
So yeah, that just like added to like the point of already like, you know how he brought up like the dodging and like the bullet hell and all that. Like I feel like he would just like basically dodge everything, and he could just like, you know, just like face through even the missiles and shit, and then just like cut him. And yeah, and like the magnetic stuff, like I just feel like it's like kind of too weak to do anything. But uh yeah, I still feel like even if you gave him that, like Skinny said, he would still like cut through him. So yeah, I feel like yeah, Skinny won because he just like had a counter for like most of the points, like maybe like every point, and like just had a solid win count throughout the entire debate.
All right. Did anyone else want to give a judgment?
Corin, you want to give a judgment?
I'll give a
Forrest. Oh,
judgment.
okay.
Wait, do you want to Corin or do you want me to go first?
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
love Forrest.
And then
Hey, what's up, Skinny?
No, man.
So, in terms of AP, I'll give it to Skinny. Skinny was able to give precise calcs. Unfortunately, Shinigami just didn't give any like quantifiable feats, and obviously Skinny was trying to be nice about it. As for your argument in terms of like speed, so with the whole timing thing, I thought that was like quite irrelevant since Skinny gave some concrete feats of how his character could just dodge like how like basically bullets that are coming in like waves, like giant consecutive bullets just coming at him, and he gave some adequate feats for that. The Arsenal stuff, so like the gadgets you mentioned, like no offense, but like a lot of the gadgets you mentioned were kind of fodder. So like the magnetic thing, you couldn't prove okay on what level, like can James Bond use it on like you know, giant magnetic things. You know, a spoon is like not very convincing. So that was kind of a weak point, unfortunately. And I was unconvinced on how James Bond could really stop his character because, again, the intangible cloak, a lot, like I was thinking about it a lot of the times, just many scenarios on how James Bond could stop that, but more often than not, I just see the character just intangible, just blitzing through the car and just one shot in the organs. So I got to give this to Skinny.
all right, Frisk, you go. I'll go, and then Nothing can go if he wants.
Okay. I wasn't here for much of the debate. However, I did have a good chunk of the debate that I saw, and I would have to say I would give the match to Skinny. He just seemed to counter like almost everything Shinigami had thrown at him. And when it came to AP and all the other physical stats, Skinny had more concrete evidence with his calculations. Skinny, while he did prove some physical stats here and there, the numbers weren't there to save him in that scenario.
Yeah. Wait, you said you meant like Shinigami. You kind of mixed up your.
Yeah, he said for a second.
Oh wait, did I say Shinigami or Skinny by accident?
Oh,
We
you
get the
said
point.
you said skinny 2 times, but it's okay.
It's
Oh,
fine.
my bad.
Yep, we got it.
Oh
We
my
get it.
bad. I meant Shinigami that didn't
Been
provide.
framed.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
rephrase.
okay.
But so I think Skinny won because Skinny gave more concrete evidence for his physical stats than Shinigami. In addition, his abilities will allow him to keep him into the fight and it would protect him from everything James Bond can throw at him. So I have to give this matchup to Skinny.
All right. Now, I'll start off by saying, turned out to be a really good and interesting debate, but I would say a major issue here was quantification. One side was able to literally quantify point by point their stats, and the other was just kind of, we could just say vaguely above that specific level. But so right off the bat, yeah, in terms of quantification and AP stats, durability, etc., I would have to get it Skinny, obviously. In terms of, gear, weaponry, Shinigami, while it seemed like he had more versatile arsenal, it seemed like Skinny's was more potent, you could say, in this situation. It had more effect and be used more effectively, you could say. And I also feel like just overall, Skinny had more counters. While it was, again, a good debate, when you just slice it down the middle, Skinny did take more points, so I had to give to Skinny and the Knight more often than not. All right, that's my...
All right, cool.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You wanna go?
We're the only one left. Except
Okay,
for a
so
cozy
I think the
community.
judges speak for themselves on like what I would have judged. I will certainly say that Shinigami became much better compared to what he was before. However, he's still meeting the same
I noticed
issues
that.
where he just doesn't either have the quantification, or he doesn't have an appropriate counter, or where the debate just ends up going downhill because of a point he may have overlooked.
Yeah, I noticed he got better too.
Yeah,
Actually.
however, what sealed the deal for me from the start was the AP, because the problem is, this was massively uphill from Shinigami's end, because the problem is, while he had a massively wider move pool because of his character, and because of the state of the character, that being in a composite basis, he would have had a lot more, right?
Yeah,
However,
I was pretty restricted.
none of that really matters if you can't compare because of the skill, the intangibility, and the attack and durability. Since they've already equalized on speed, so nothing else would really matter, at least to my opinion. But I also do feel like the debate was a bit slow, although 3/4 of the entire thing was just a massive steel man from Skinny's end. So I think this could have only been 30 minutes tops, if it was really that bad. But
I was having fun.
yeah, it was fun, but I had to play Pokemon the entire time, just to, like,
Yeah, it was.
distract me.
Overall,
Trail.
great debate, y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
y'all-
Great
debate.
debate.
Shinigami got a lot better, but he
Yeah.
keeps making the same mistakes or just has the same problems as usual. So
All right. Well, that's all, folks.
yeah,
Good debate.
I had fun.
It was enjoyable to watch.
That's all, folks.
Ew! Shut up. Anyway.
No,
we're not-
we're not